everybody, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be transforming my sneakers using these Angelus leather paints. Now it's also my first time using these, so let's gather all the supplies and get started. So the first step that I'm gonna do is I'm just going to unlace these, and as you can see, they're pretty dirty and ugly, but not for long. So once I have the laces off, I make sure that my shoe is nice and clean, there's no dust on it, and I'm gonna put them aside and I'm gonna begin to mix my paint. So what I do is I take the Angelus Too Soft, which is a fabric medium, and I take my white paint and I mix a 1-to-1 ratio, I kind of eyeball it in my palette, and I mix up a nice consistency and I begin to start painting the shoe. And what I noticed is that it kind of takes the paint in very quickly, so I made sure that I did a few coats. So here's the start of the first coat. And the reason why I did this is because I wanted to create a base coat. I did a lot of research and a lot of people recommended to do a nice base coat before you begin to paint your color onto your shoe. Also, my shoes were pretty dirty, so I wanted to get rid of that as soon as possible. So I made sure that I had the white completely covered the shoe. While I'm doing this, I'm making sure that I'm keeping a really nice coat, a very thin coat at first, and building my way up. Once I ran out of the consistency that I mixed on my palette, I actually got a little container, this one's from Muji, and I mixed the Angelus Too Soft and the white paint once again into this little container just so I have more paint to work with because it did go quickly. I also put on some gloves because it was getting all over me, and I stuffed my shoes with about 3 or 4 supermarket plastic bags so that it could form the shoe, so I have a little bit of resistance while I'm painting. This pretty much took up a lot of time, but it was a very crucial step because it did create a complete base to the shoe. So I was actually glad that I took all the time to do so. Alright, so on to the next step. I took my blow dryer and I began to heat set my shoe in order for the paint to dry quicker. I didn't have a heat gun, so I had to make do of what I had, and this worked just fine as long as it was on the highest setting, and it worked perfectly. Once it's heat set, I'm just doing one more quick white coat. And if you guys stick around for a few more seconds, you're going to see the final reveal of the white shoe. Alright, so when I begin with the color for the side of the shoe, I'm using the pink that was in the box of the Angelus paint, and I'm using the same flat brush and I'm covering the whole side of the shoe. I'm actually leaving the rest of the shoe white because I decided to just make an image on each side of the shoe, the inside and the outside. And I'm taking my color palette, which I chose like a lavender, a pink, and a blue that I actually mixed with a detailed brush, and I'm going in and I'm making some cactuses, some leaves, and I'm just adding some details. I'm gonna let the music roll now so you guys can enjoy the painting process, and I hope you guys stick around for the final reveal. Also, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.